If I was a surgeon, I'd probably do the same thing, but I'm not a surgeon. I'm not trying to get you in for surgery. Well, what happens is it will penetrate 5 centimeters deep. It goes right below the skin where the fat cells are, and we hit the fat cells, and they start to liquefy. And then the liquid molecules of glycerol and triglycerides move out from the cells, between the cells, and then we detoxify it. See, I've got a different presentation. It has some better pictures on there. I'm going to have to find it. Sorry, my computer broke, and I had to get a new one, and I didn't load the correct one in here. All right? But if you like doing things the hard way, this isn't for you, okay? It's not another fad diet. It's not complicated. In fact, it puts energy in your body. Do you guys not feel better? Those of you that have done it, you feel better, don't you? I mean, you feel more energetic because it's putting energy into your body and helping heal you. Ah, another case improved. Hey, by the way, I had somebody started the other day. They just did Lipo Laser for the first time, went home, and she got engaged. Ah, I'll take credit for it, okay? No, it's great, isn't it? She's been going out with the guy for 2 years, and the lump finally got off the stool. Right then, and she was laughing about it. I want to write you a testimonial. My first visit, and she was skinny when she came in. She just wanted to contour these pooches here, here, and here. And we did, and she got engaged. Showed me a ring. So I'm going to take a picture and put it on our website. It's cool. So it's a no-brainer. It's pain-free, and we make it affordable for people. That's what it's about. Okay. We want to detoxify your body. Through the liver, through your colon, the feces, through urine, through sweat, and lymphatic glands, which goes, of course, to the colon and urine. So that's how we detoxify the body. So a healthy lifestyle is important too, to eat the right foods. We're going to go over all those today. Does it really work? Yes. It works. Why do you think we give a 3-inch guarantee? You know, if you don't reach 3 inches, it's almost always because you worked out hard, you know. But that's okay. If you don't, we give you an extra visit free. Yeah, have everybody seen the pre and post pictures on the website? I just kind of knocked through them here. That's over 8 visits, changes on that person. That's a guy that kind of started this cross country. Doesn't it just kind of, it pisses me off. He lost 5 1/4 inches and he's a skinny mini. That makes me mad, but that's all right. I mean, I'm happy for him, but I lost a lot my first time too. I think I lost 11 inches. But I was a lot bigger than I am now, but still, that's pretty good. Our record's 12. One lady lost 12 inches. Let me show you, they did a double-blind study with Lipo Laser. And let me blow it up for you. Subjects were asked not to change anything in their diet or exercise habits, okay, while they did the study. They did it twice a week for 4 weeks, 8 visits. And the control group, the ones that actually got the laser turned on, they couldn't tell if it was on or not. They lost approximately 1 inch on the average. They only did it across midsection. They did it for 20 minutes 4 times a week, twice a week for 4 weeks. And they lost an average of 1 inch. Those that didn't, that were the placebo, on average, a couple of them lost a little, but most of them actually gained an inch and a quarter without changing anything, you know? So that proves, since they didn't know which was working, which wasn't, that laser does work. It's pure energy, okay? And there's some more pre and post pictures. And there's some videos, but I'm not going to waste time on that. Hey, it even worked for Venus de Milo. I mean, goodness sakes. So I can tell people about chiropractic. Humpty Dumpty's a patient of mine. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't do it, but I got them working better. There we go. So there's some more pre and posts. That's what the people look like. Does it really work? Yes. Hey, if you don't lose at least 3 inches, if you paid cash, it's free. If you've got a coupon, we add a visit on. Okay? And again, if you follow our program, we will make guarantees on inches and sizes. We'll go over that with you. We also contour. Some people come in even after liposuction, because what does liposuction do? Leaves you lumpy. You actually, you know, they're doing this, ripping your fat cells, so you have lumps around. I think the one chick that just got kicked off Dance of Stars talked about, I don't know. They go on all the talk shows. I heard her talking about how, not that she did Lipo Laser, but she was lumpy after she did liposuction. But anyway, we contour, of course, the same basic areas. Most women have similar areas they want to target for the most part. Stretch marks, it will help reduce. It doesn't mean it's going to get them totally gone. There are some lotions and creams you can use that work. But it does help with stretch marks, skin reduction, spot reducing. We sculpt at certain areas, body sculpting. Pain and inflammation. This same laser we're using to melt fat is the same thing when somebody comes in with diabetic neuropathy. We put it all over their feet and legs, and they get up and they're like, wow, I can feel my feet again. Same laser, same machine. That's like Ronco. Set it and forget it. Go back, take them off. Body contouring, cellulite. Use the Lipo Laser. And it only works on fat. It doesn't take any muscle away, only fat. And that's a cool thing. It melts it, and we got to detoxify it out. We're the only place in town, we're the only place in the country I know, besides my twin brother, Did I mention him, the second best looking doctor I know, my twin brother? He does, I made him do it, so he does detox foot baths. He's been doing those anyway, but he does vibration therapy. He was doing that already, but I made him go out and get a hot sauna. And he bought a big 3-person one, and people won't get in together, so he spent all that money in electrical wiring, and he can only put one person at a time in it. I think it's kind of funny. So that's what we do. Now, it's extremely cost effective. There are no side effects except getting better, and it's completely safe. There are a few contraindications. If you have a pacemaker, I might still do it, but not the hot sauna and not the foot bath. If you're being treated for cancer, we don't do it. If you're pregnant, we don't do it. If you have epileptic, we handle it on a case-by-case basis. But that's about it. Okay? We want you to look better and feel better. This is designed by those guys. We want you to function better and be healthy. Okay? I got to add some of the stuff to this program. So I'm going to shut this part down. I want to get on to the meat and potatoes. Oh, that's wondering, you want to shut off? And I'm saying, yeah, you come on in. And say, I'm going to stand up just say, yeah, you can right there. Good. Did it shut off? Yeah, it should shut off. All right, let me turn the lights on. All righty. Just unplug it. There we go. Good, so I'm not staring in the face. All right. Yes, I had some slides that came out a lot better than the copies did, but I'll get that in the next presentation for it. So, what we're doing, we're here to talk about how to heal. We talked about Lipo Laser. Lipo Lasers are the best tool out there to help just melt fat and energize your body and start to reshape you. However, I would be remiss, doctor means teacher. It doesn't mean treater. It means I'm supposed to teach you what to do to get best results, okay? So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to focus on several things. And we're going to talk about obesity, diabetes. Hey Marie, there's no hurry, but when you get time, can you grab, you remember those phase 1 eating plans are?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's no hurry on that. And yeah, we'll get those. I know you got the coupons there, we'll hand those out. I've got them somewhere here. That's all right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have some fun here. We're going to go through exactly, I'm going to prove to you physiologically, beyond a reasonable doubt, why some of these other diets, where they fail at, okay? It's not that they're all bad, but they fail. Any diet you do besides what we teach you, something that is almost exactly like what I'm doing, you're going to lose more muscle than fat. I'm going to prove it to you, okay? So let's go through and let me show you why, because that's kind of a bold statement. I mean, there's some people, they want to hit me. They love Weight Watchers. I lost weight. And I ask them, how much you losing? I'm losing 2 pounds a month, and I'm doing great. Well, so how much you lose last year? For 18 pounds. Well, a little less than 2, but that's good. I'm not knocking it, okay? I've lost 90 pounds in 90 days 3 times in my life, and I had fun and never suffered on any of them, okay? So 2 of them were with Atkins, okay? And 1 was with this diet, okay? And then I let myself creep back up, because when I had the surgery and stuff, what do you think I ate? Breads and sugars and all the stuff, you know what decadence is to me? Is when the peanut butter jar is pretty close to empty and you think the wife's not going to notice, and you pour the cereal in the peanut butter jar and you pour the milk on top, and stevia, because I still don't use sugar, stevia, and you guys have never done that, and you scrape, oh come on, you guys have your decadence, you have your chocolates or something you do.
Syrup.
So yeah, I've done honey, but I try to stay off refined sugar, but there's sugar in peanut butter, but to me, I'm salivating just thinking about it. So that's why I stay off peanut butter, right now, until I get to my weight. Then I can phase it back in. You can phase anything back in once we get you down where you need to go, okay? The key to what we need to do, and what I want you guys to learn, is simple carbs versus complex carbs. The glycemic index, now which of the big companies advertises that all the time? It's all about the glycemic index, and that would be Nutrisystem, right? Nutrisystem for men, Nutrisystem for women, Nutrisystem for idiots. They have all kind of Nutrisystem systems. They say, what we do is focus on the glycemic index, but what do they still give you? Anybody ever eat a Nutrisystem meal? No. Okay. I haven't either. I've seen them. People tell me they taste like crap. But then they tell me Jenny Craig tastes worse. I don't know. Nothing against Jenny, okay? But they just taste, but what do they give you in the meal? They always give you a dessert, don't they? You always have a dessert, okay? Thank you so much. You can pass those out. By the way, if any of you guys want to write notes in the back of that, you can. Anybody needs pens, just raise your hand. We'll get you a pen if you don't have some in your purse. Okay, we'll get you some. Let's see.
I have.
Yeah, we'll get you some over there. Because, some things will make a lot of sense, but there might be some things you want to write down. Like Walden Farms dressings, you might want to write that down. Walden Farms is a diabetic dressing. 0 carbs, 0 fat, okay? Now see, when I was becoming a physical therapist, I was a chiropractor already. We couldn't find a PT to work with our chain of clinics. So I finally decided, well, I'll go to school. Paid my $20,000 tuition. The next day we found a PT and signed him. So I called him up and said, hey, I want my refund. They said, great, we have a 90% cancellation policy. So I guess I'll get my degree. Okay? So that's what happens when you go to a foreign medical school. They don't give your money back. So I went ahead and got my degree. And I learned a lot of good information. So, but when I did it, I was down doing clinicals at Erlanger Hospital. And since I was a big guy, they would have me walk, like walking belts for head injury people. It's the craziest thing. You've never seen the PT department for acute injury people? It's crazy. The PTs are working their rear ends off, writing notes. They hardly do any treatment. That's why I was like, it wasn't for me. You know, I learned a lot, but it wasn't for me. I like to see great changes fast, not slow changes over months or years, okay? So they just say, I was a big guy, I was 405 pounds, I didn't know it. Because I'd take 2 people almost like a chariot, and I'd walk them around, and, you know, they're walking like this, and they need somebody to hold them up because they're kind of brain injured, you know, and so I would just walk like this, like a chariot. That's what I did for my clinical hours. Then they finally put me in hand rotation. And I'm in hand rotation, and they're sitting there trying to learn how to button. And this is very important. I'm not belittling the techniques or the areas of the hand therapist at all. But as soon as they walked out, I'd finally just button them up. They'd come in, they knew what I did, and they'd throw me out and have me do some other rotations. Thank God I didn't have to do burn rotations because they taught us in PT school how to debride wounds, and it's vulgar because you can run cold laser, that same laser, I can use a handheld, run it over a burn and heal it. I mean, heal it over the course of just a few short weeks. And I've got videos actually in my keys. I just saw I got pictures of some people I did studies on with my weak laser, my class 3A laser. 10 minutes 3 times a week. Amazing results. Just running over burns. The burn center didn't buy a laser till 3 years ago at Erlanger. You know? They could afford it better than me. It's 15 grand for that silly laser. Crazy. So anyway, what we're going to talk about, and by the way, on your sheet there, if you don't mind, there's 4 things you should cross off that if you want to lose weight fast, you probably still shouldn't eat. And that doesn't mean they're bad. They're good for you, but they're too high glycemic. That would be beets. At the very bottom, need a pen? I think I still got one in my pocket here. There we go.
I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, that's right, Captain. So beets, maybe down towards the bottom, like right down here. The second column towards the bottom. Beets and carrots. Good for you, but way too high in sugar. If you ever juiced either one, they're extremely sweet. That's why they use beets to make canned fruits and stuff. They use beet sugar for a lot of products in canning. And then on up above it, sweet potatoes and yams. They are great for you. They're great for maintenance foods, man. Those are awesome. But if you want to lose weight, they're too high glycemic. So what we're here to talk about, and you may not have known this, and make sure you write down Walden Farms dressings. Every grocery store has those, okay? They all have Walden Farms dressings. Yeah, you can grab a book to write on it if you want, it's fine. Walden Farms dressings are in Bilo, they're with the dressings. In Walmart, they're with the dressings or with the barbecue sauces. In Publix, they're in the produce section. But they're 0 fat, 0 carb, they're made out of protein, and they taste reasonably good. Some of them taste fantastic. I like getting their blue cheese dressing and baking my own chicken wings, man, or grilling them. Oh. And that's decadence that's good because it's a lot of my diet. I can do that, okay? No breading on it, you know, get the non-breaded wings. That's good stuff. So here's what we're going to talk about. The key to tonight is your pancreas, okay? Remember Little Giants? You ever see that movie? You guys not watch movies? I just watch too much TV. Little Giants, he gets hit, a little tiny kid, the little squiddly kid, gets hit and he goes, oh, he bruised my pancreas, you know? The pancreas sits right here. It's got 2 divisions. There's a head and a tail, don't worry about that. But what the pancreas does, it produces some digestive enzymes, and it produces a very important hormone, okay? A hormone that if you don't have, you won't live. However, if you produce too much of it, you won't live either, okay? So too little, too much messes you up. And what affects that is what you eat, and that's what we're here to learn. The pancreas produces a hormone, and that hormone is called what? Insulin. Now, I want to make sure we are completely clear about insulin. It's important if you eat sugar. If you don't eat sugar, you don't need it at all. at all. Okay, now here's what happens. When you eat sugar, anything high glycemic, your blood sugar goes up within just a few minutes. Not very long at all. 5 minutes it starts absorbing, right? Simple sugars. It goes up high. Now if your blood sugar stays high, what happens? All kind of horrible things, right? If your blood sugar stays too high for a long period of time, extended period of time, number one, like neuropathy patients that come in, their legs, they stop feeling. It's almost like leprosy. Leprosy isn't like your skin falling off, like in the movies like Ben-Hur and stuff. No, leprosy is they lose feeling. And so they walk through the house and they kick something. They don't know they hurt themselves. They don't feel it. And if they're old people and people don't come by to visit very often, when the kids come by, they say, "What smells?" And then they can't figure it out. And they finally raise up their leg and here's a gangrene or just putrefying flesh, right? Why? They can't, a lot of times older people can't smell good. My wife says I can't hear with her hoot, okay? I can, it's just selective listening, okay? But the leg will get infected and fester. It's horrible. They don't feel. They can't tell. And then once they do get hurt, they can't heal. Even just laying in bed too much, they get decubitus ulcers if you're diabetic. In nursing homes, don't you guys see that all the time? If they're diabetic, you know you're going to be battling decubitus ulcers all the time. It's a fancy word for big bed sores, okay? And I mean, they just get seepy and they're dark and they're scary. I mean, we haven't seen them before, they're scary. Now the cool thing is this laser we're using, and the handheld, I got it back there, I didn't bring it out here. I got my handheld units back there, I'll show them to you guys later. You can heal those with that, but that's a whole nother story.